It's been raining quite a lot recently, which for the UK in spring isn't anything bizarre. So I'm stood here today in a field that's underwater, and when we talk about net zero, we always think about how we're trying to put the environment right and undo all the wrongs that we've done over the last how many decades. And quite often when we think about climate change, a lot of the time all we seem to be talking about is the temperature increasing, but I'm here today to talk about actually the impact that climate change is having on precipitation, and that's both rain and snow, and the impact that it's going to have on our population. There are basic physical processes that inform scientists' expectations about how precipitation is going to respond to a warming world. As temperatures go up, there's going to be more evaporation and surface drying, which has the potential to increase both the intensity and duration of precipitation, and that's both rain and snow. Also, as the air around us warms up, its water holding capacity also goes up as well. One equation shows that the air can hold about 7% more moisture for every 1 degree Celsius the temperature goes up. So even if the air warms up by just half a degree or 1 degree overall, scientists are modelling that actually 3.5 to 7% increased precipitation is a huge thing, and what this might mean for the populations. But what goes up must come down, and even with all this extra moisture in the atmosphere, it's just not as simple as saying that we're all just going to have a few more rainy days every year. Some areas are going to see more, but other areas are actually going to see less precipitation, and on average warming is expected to result in wet areas becoming wetter and dry areas becoming drier, especially over mid and high latitude areas. This is quite easy to predict over the oceans, but it isn't quite so accurate when we're trying to predict it over land masses. Overall, models show lots more precipitation over the equator, the Arctic and the Antarctic. The Mediterranean is expected to have around 20% less precipitation by 2100, with similar trends down in the southern half of Africa. Western Australia, Chile and Central America and Mexico are all forecast to get around 10% less rain as well. These numbers are all based at the higher end of what we can expect with global warming, but they're not impossible, and already we're starting to see more droughts and we're starting to see more floods as well as a direct result of global warming. Clearly 20% more precipitation might be welcomed in some areas, but it will wreak havoc if it's falling in areas which are already prone to mass flooding. And although it sounds great to have less rain in the Mediterranean, and being in the middle of the COVID-19 pandemic, I'm sure all any of us can think about is going to the beach, actually in the Mediterranean, if they have 10% less rain, this might result in farmers not being able to grow crops, they might not be able to get the cattle to the point where they can eat them, and actually if there isn't water to sustain life, people will have to move out. So it's really quite complicated. Everybody just about agrees that global warming is a thing, and everybody agrees just about that air temperatures are increasing, and that all of this is directly caused by carbon dioxide and other air pollutants and greenhouse gases being collected in the atmosphere, absorbing sunlight and solar radiation that's bounced off the Earth's surface. So temperatures are going up, and models would also agree that a direct result of this is that it's going to get wetter through more rain in places that already suffer with flooding, and it's also going to get drier and there's going to be less rain in places where they're already prone to drought. And that's actually the people that really need the extra rain the most. So that's it, that's a bit on climate change and rain. Thanks for watching, and if you liked it, subscribe, click like and follow me on the road to net zero. Thank you.